Guys, I just took Bluebook Test 7 today, and then I went over it in a session with a student.
And sells the final goods to that partner.
And we broke it all down, and there's some things I really want you guys to know. It's important to recognize these things on the new Bluebook test because we're expecting the real test to be in line with these tests. But are we? Because the first thing that I noticed right away is that there's more of a mixture of easy and hard questions on both modules. There was a few questions on Module 1 English, guys, I had to flag. And I'm a test prep coach, so that was kind of interesting to me that they made some of them trickier than normal. And then on Module 2, math especially, there were some questions like number 17 was so easy. It was almost like ridiculous where I was wondering if I had the easier second module. So I definitely noticed that it wasn't like it was all easy on Module 1 and then all hard on Module 2, more of a mix. The second thing I want to say about the Bluebook Test 7 is that the English is pretty much in line with the level of difficulty you're going to see on the real thing. There's still hard questions to grasp. You still have to annotate. You still have to read carefully. Especially on Module 2, there was a couple graph questions, one about GDP and ULE that was difficult to work through. Another one with processing inputs. It's pretty difficult to work through, and they almost had me. The third thing I'm going to say, and I think that this is the most interesting and the one we've got to monitor and watch for. The math, guys, on Test 7 was super easy. Like, super easy. It took me less than 10 minutes to do Module 1, and then it took me like maybe 15 to do Module 2 max. It was not hard. There's a couple things I'm thinking with this, okay? It could be good or it could be bad. In 2016, when they redesigned the test and they came out with a new paper test, the math was wicked hard. Then after a year or two, when students continued to struggle, they started to lower the bar. So they were making easier math questions, and then each year it got a little bit easier, and then it got a little bit easier. So that could be what's going on here. The digital SAT came out, they made it super hard, and now they're starting to lower the bar. So Test 7 might be an indication that the math is going to be easier on the actual test this year. However, this could also just mean here's another example of a Bluebook test that's a lot easier than the real thing. Because as you guys know, a lot of the tests in tests 1 through 6 were pretty much way simpler than the actual ones. So kids were going on Reddit after the real test. They were crying about it. They were saying how hard it was. They didn't